Hey folks, and welcome back to my Lies of P walkthrough. My name is Tavorn, and today we're going to be taking care of the King of Puppets. But first, real quick, I did go back to the Malum District and restock my consumables. I also spent some Ergo Fragments. I am now at 20 Vitality, 15 Vigor, 15 Capacity, so next goal is 30 Advance. And I did put stuff into, some quartz into my P organ. So I now have two more, or no, I have a stronger pulse cell and an extra pulse cell. So, before we go after the King of Puppets, I'm going to go ahead and go to the Krot Central Station Plaza. And we're going to take care of the side quest for the jeweled Cryptic vessel. I'm also going to demonstrate something real quick. So I talked about the Aegis Legion arm before. I said that it was kind of glitched. I'm really not sure if it's glitch. Well, that's what I was talking about with the explosion. It knocks you back, but it does do significant damage to weaker enemies. But anyway, what I want to demonstrate with it, give me one sec. Oh. So you see that, now I'm just holding it and I'm tapping L1. It does eat through Legion, but you'll notice I got, well, maybe not from that angle, you wouldn't, but during that I got multiple perfect guards while holding the shield up. And the reason for that is I was just spamming L1 as the attacks came in. I'm not sure that's a glitch. I think it might be as intended. Here, we'll try it on the big guy. See, perfect guard there. Perfect guard there. Perfect guard there. Now that being said, the Legion arm also does just have the ability to perfect guard. And a much more forgiving window than your standard L1. It does seem to be about twice the length on the perfect guard. So even if you're not using the glitch, it's still a pretty good defensive option. Now, for the jeweled Cryptic vessel, we go to collectibles. I already showed it last episode, but you can see this is a picture of where we are now. But there's nothing here, right? Well, what they tell you is that they buried something. So what you're actually going to do is you see where this has been disturbed. You come over here and you're going to use the check ground emote. Ta-da! There it is. That's it. But yeah, it's just the checked ground emote will get you the Atone's hunting apparel and a Legion caliber. Oh, what am I doing? Alright, and then we're just gonna head back to the hotel. That's it. I'm actually curious about something, because there's a lot of collapsing bridges in this game, and the check ground emote has a thing about even stone bridges should be tested before crossing. So I am kind of curious if maybe that would tell you if a bridge was going to collapse. I don't know. It'd be weird if they just had that there, but I guess we could test it and see. Alright. So we're going to go back to the Opera House. I skipped something earlier on the right side of the Opera House because I forgot that I had already bought the item. So we'll take care of that real quick. So, come in here up the grand staircase and hang right. You're going to have some of the little girl puppets. But then swing up here. Oop. Dang. That's not good. Alright. Grab that. And then we're going to come over here. Now over this way we have a chest. And then over here in this room we have the lady in red, Adelina.
You're not. I can't see. Charles, Trisha. Oh, I'm parched.
And we're going to give her the apple that we bought from Polendina.
Trisha, Adelina, I know.
But, yeah. So you give her the apple. That's going to come back later. She is going to eventually die. And you will be able to come back here for a record. I've actually given her the apple every single playthrough. I don't think you get anything for not giving her the apple. And I know it's the only way to get one of the records, so that's something. Alright. So. Alright, now we're going to go deal with a boss. And I'm just going to say this boss is a pain in the ass. He is no fun. First stage is not going to be that big of a deal. But we are not going to use consumables on the first stage because the second stage is so much worse and I'd rather burn through it if possible. But we're going to get a little stage play first. Alright, here we goes his first big form. Poor king is sad. Dude's got some World of Warcraft pauldrons going on there with the shoulders. Alright. So this one's got a couple of tricks up his sleeve, but none of them are all that bad. First one is this, and then he's going to come around for another. This is actually, for his first phase, like that is going to be an extremely common one. The spin and punch. And then he's got that sweep. If the Spectre's holding his attention, you can try to get in behind him. If not, alright, now we're getting into his phase 2, and he's going to go absolutely crazy with that. Alright, now when he does this, you want to run away, because he's going to do it close range AoE. He has that shorter version that you just saw right there, which the shorter one, you can't really do anything about, but you'll also notice all it really does is interrupt you. It doesn't do much damage. And that's really about it. Like, when his phase shifts, he does the rapid swings. If the fight goes on long enough, he'll do that again. But mostly it's going to be the 2 overhead shots and the AoE. He does have a second version of that AoE attack that hurts anything too far away from him. In 4 playthroughs, and I don't know how many times fighting this guy, I have seen that trick once. I assume you have to be further away without a Spectre for it to happen. But yeah, I don't know. Otherwise, he's pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Acid does do a lot to him if you can get it up. Now this stage, on the other hand, is way worse. He's gonna be fast, he's gonna have a lot of combos. And he's just gonna come out of left field, which is what... Nope! And even with the consumables, it's a problem. Oh, I might die here. Nope, nope, nope. Get off me, Romeo. I am not Juliet. Do not be all up on me. So, yeah, you'll see, even the consumables, problem is, he's a small target, and he likes to move. So, it's really easy to just miss. Alright, now, this is his phase shift, and he got me. Yeah, oh man. So at his phase shift, he's going to ignite his sickle, and he starts that long combo chain. The correct way to deal with that is not what I did, which was to panic and try and block and dodge away. I know better. The correct method for dealing with that, I don't have enough consumables to make him easier. The correct method for dealing with his phase change is to dodge into him. He's got pretty good tracking, and it's a very fast thing, but what he doesn't have is a tight turn radius on his combo. So what ends up happening if you dodge past him as he's doing that combo is that the next section of it, he's going to try to turn to come at you, but he can only turn about 90 degrees. So if you are directly behind him, he can't turn far enough to get you. Alright, so We're going to do this again. I'll show you the first phase once more. Like I said, first phase, really not that bad. Mostly for the first phase, you're going to be getting up behind him, getting off hits, and you'll see you just chunking his health bar. And yeah, with the Spectre, there's his big sweep. Oh, there's his panics. Nope, nope, don't want none of that. I'm just gonna eat that hit. So with the Spectre holding his attention pretty well. Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. That is just a downward slam and then followed up with a wide sweep. Kind of a pain. But yeah, you can see on new game, like this stage really just isn't, he doesn't have enough health to really make him that much of a threat. All you're trying to do is reduce how many pulse cells you end up using. That is the goal with this stage. Now you can see my Spectre's taking some damage, so before I get involved, I'm gonna go ahead and... Oh, that was not what I thought it was. I thought I had the healing Spectre one on. Now... Oh, I hate that one. That is a aggravating little grab attack that he does. You can dodge away from it. Oop, hey, get off, Romeo. You can dodge away from his grab. The problem with it... Let's try these. Let's see if I can get a stagger off. Yes! Alright. As I was saying, the problem with the grab attack is that it's hard to differentiate from any other attack he uses. Yeah, you see, you dodge in, and he's gonna miss a lot. There we go. So yeah, that's the real trick down, is actually all of his attacks. If you can't get the perfect deflect or the perfect guard timing down, dodge in. Almost every attack he's got is going to carry him past you if you dodge to his left or right. That's really all there is to the trick of beating him. The problem is he's just really fast, so I can't do much to help. Like, there's not a strategy to make him slow. This isn't Neo. I don't have sloth talismans. I can't slow him down. You just gotta fight at his speed. But again, if you can find an opening, consumables. You saw when I used them there, when he was charging up his scythe for his combo flurry, I spammed him then. When he was coming out of that, I hit him with the shot puts. That's what put him in the stagger state. And then I followed up my fatal attack with the carcass fluid. So the problem there is finding your openings. But yeah, once you get him down, or get it figured out, and you know how to find the openings in his attacks, you can do it. But it's gonna come down to largely
I'm glad you're safe. I was so
things like his spin dive attack has a pretty wide follow-up. All of his other combos,
being out here.
I genuinely don't know. There's not really a tell on it. If he slams the blade into the ground, you've got a second or two to do it. Usually, but sometimes he follows that up with one where he rips it upwards,
If it will help.
and it's going to hurt you then. He is extremely frustrating to fight just because of the variation he can put into the same moveset. Which is something you're going to see more of moving forward, is that bosses will vary their combo lengths, making it harder to predict when you can get in your attacks. Which is another reason why I think Advance is a good build choice, because as much as people are kind of bitching about consumables being easy mode, which, yeah, they're an easy way to do it. They're certainly easier than getting up in his face and fighting him that way. But, yeah, when the bosses can literally vary from a 2-hit combo to a 3-hit combo to a 4-hit combo, all with different timings. Finding a way to not have to be right up on top of them is so helpful. And I really think that's what makes Romeo possibly, yeah, it's absolutely possible Romeo, like, the Romeo phase of King of Puppets is the hardest boss in the game. Now, if you were to compare stat-wise, there are absolutely bosses that hit harder and have more health. In terms of just the fact that you need pure skill to take down Romeo, like, the difference in where your stats are at versus where you're going to be up against the harder bosses, plus just the options available to you to fight Romeo, I genuinely think he's the hardest boss in the game. You just don't have as many tools at your disposal, and on New Game Plus, when his health and damage get ramped up, absolutely he's harder than the final boss, in my opinion. Like, I can beat the optional boss on New Game Plus and New Game Plus Plus. I think it took me 2-3 tries to bring down the optional boss. Because really, once you figure out his strategy and, like, figure out the strategy against him, it's not that bad. Whereas Romeo, like, even when you know how to beat him, Romeo's a nightmare. And, yeah, consumables, not great. Alright, so that's the Clockwork sword. That is a quality weapon. Pretty standard moveset. And not really anything to write home about. Fable-wise. It's got a weird... The handle has a weird Fable art that increases your damage and enemy damage. Which is strange, but I mean, it's literally just a 1-2 stab. Slice, stab, slice, stab. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention earlier, I did pick up the extra amulet slot when I was doing my P-Organ upgrades. So I do now have another amulet slot. Ah, come on. Like I said, I hate these things. They're aggressive, they're fast, and they hit hard. I'm just trying to get to the next area before I call this. Alright. Yeah, I can speedrun this in 5 minutes. So, yeah, Romeo is just an absolute nightmare to deal with, but he's out of the way now. Like I said, the strategy for phase 1 is really just like the King of Puppets form. You're really just trying to minimize how many heals you use. And then the Romeo form, dodge into his attacks. Take your openings when you can get them. You're gonna die a few times trying to get his rhythm down. And like I said, the problem is his rhythm varies a lot. So I can't give you like concrete, alright, hit him during this. Usually after a fury attack, you can go for it. His fury attacks are pretty small range. There's pretty tight hitboxes on his fury attacks. And his recovery tends to be long, so that's a good time to hit him. Other than that, you just gotta learn to fill him out. I can't give you a concrete, like, hit him now kind of guide for him. Okay, so yeah, this is shield abuse right here. Although it doesn't work on fury attacks either. I mean, you have to perfect guard the fury. That's all there is to it. Irritating, but just the way it is. Alright, so in this courtyard, you're going to want to target this dog here and deal with him first. Yep, right there. The dog does break, which is bad. And with so many enemies around, break is not a good thing. Let's see if I can demonstrate. Let's see, it'd be better with the... Yeah, here we go. Hey, bud. Come on. Well, get off. Alright, no. I'm not used to the Aegis block, or like perfect guard timing well enough to really demonstrate it. Suffice to say, like, it's much earlier because the Aegis is slower to come up. But it is a longer window. You just have to hit the button earlier. So, if you're just sort of missing your perfect guards, heck, if you're missing your perfect guards but getting off guard, then the Aegis may be the Legion arm for you. Alright. Now, I'm using my spear still, but it'll be enough to get me where I want to go. Spear is not the right weapon for this. Now, in here, you're going to encounter brain suckers. These guys aren't that hard to kill. They only take like 2 to 3 hits depending on your weapon. But if you remember the brain suckers from Bloodborne, you'll recognize how dangerous they are. Like, they have a grab attack where they will charge a pretty good distance, bear hug you, and then stick that stinger in your spine and drain like half your health bar. So that's going to be an enemy we're going to be wanting to keep an eye out for later on. But here we are now in the Vanini arcade, and we will pick up here next time. Until then, y'all be good to yourselves and take it easy.